right, thanks, Michelle. Farm Journal President Charlene Fink recently sat down for an exclusive interview with global philanthropist and Illinois farmer Howard Buffett. His namesake foundation has given millions of dollars to projects in the Ukraine to help farmers and the families still living there. Now, he's traveled to Ukraine 5 times this past year. As he shares, the impact of the war stretches way beyond the Ukrainian border. The images of war buried in the lives of its people. These are the photographs Howard G. Buffett took during 5 recent trips to Ukraine.
I saw this hole in the wall. It's on the 2nd floor of the school. The hole is made by a Russian missile that did not explode.
The HGB Foundation has been working in the country since the war started, helping to feed people, financing food boxes, providing seeds for summer gardens, even buying replacement combines for those stolen or destroyed in the war.
We were able to get 50 combines into Ukraine in about 30 days. The kind of fun part of the story is almost all of them were originally destined for Russia.
The gift ultimately supporting the harvest of more than 70,000 acres last season. Ukrainian grain eventually sold and shipped to countries around the world, including some of the world's most food-insecure populations. In 2022, the World Food Program calculated nearly 350 million people across 80 countries were acutely food insecure. The war in Ukraine is a significant contributor to the surge in hunger and conflict.
There's more conflict in Africa today than there has been for 20 years. And some of that is outright conflict and some of that is smaller and regional. But when you don't feed people, when they can't find food, when they can't feed their family, that just breeds conflict.
A negotiated grain corridor has helped to send some of Ukraine's production abroad. As a U.S. farmer himself, Buffett says he doesn't consider that grain competition.
Some farmers are always sitting at home thinking, well, they're a competitor. And that's natural, I get it. I mean, but you know, if you want to think that way, that means your neighbor's your competitor. And you don't treat your neighbor like he's your competitor. You treat your neighbor like they're your neighbor. It's not a head-to-head competition. And so I think helping Ukraine is helping the world.
As he prepares to double his donation in 2023, expecting to spend upwards of $300 million in Ukraine on infrastructure, food, and equipment, he believes this is ultimately a war on agriculture.
If farmers here understood what has happened to farmers in Ukraine, it's just hard to fathom. All the landmines on all the agricultural areas, all the grain that's been stolen from Ukraine, the infrastructure, which is significant, that's been damaged, the 80-some thousand pieces of farm equipment that have been destroyed, and it's not stopping, and it won't stop until Russia stops.
As the battle rages into its 2nd year,
And this is a mass gravesite of 451 bodies.
Its full impact is yet to be uncovered, both at home and abroad.